kids call people names like that? Seems to me they're just scared of being scared. When I think about it, it's sort of silly, because I know what a fraidy cat is. I'm one, but it took a while to see. You know, lots of things scare me, like some of my grandma's stories.
But the darkness did not last long, for the eyes of the skull gleamed. The boy took the skull and ran through the dark woods, his way lit by the demon head. Perhaps your fire will warm my cottage, said the girl. She tried to hide, but the eyes glared at her. She tried to hide, but the eyes turned into fire. In the morning, she was burned to ash. What are you seeing in there, boy? Are you dreaming it, or is it dreaming you?
That was really scary.
Oh, what's so scary?
That gnome and his ugly face and the skulls.
But that gnome was in your head. You made him up. It's all you in there, isn't it? So what's so scary? Good night, dear.
Have you ever wondered what's really scary? I mean, when you think about it, there are really a lot of scary things, practically everywhere you look.
The question, you see, has to have your own answer. Do you know where to look? What really scares you? What's there? What do you think of? Strange, faraway places? Castles? Dark forests? Monsters and creatures? And far away, on the edge of seeing, like houses in the mist. Deep, you know it's deep, where dreams pass. They spin and twist and twirl, and you can follow, if you dare, if you care. For only if you care will you find fear. And it's what you care that we want to know, to see, to hear, to learn. The cares and fears of silent houses, doorways waiting, monsters, limbs and faces, their breath, their patience, their longing, children's longing, your longing. There, back to normal. It's not so scary with the light. But does it have to be dark to be scary? Does who it is make it more scary? Does it have to be Halloween? Is something frightening because it's familiar or because it's unknown? Or is there something else? Okay, everybody, now close your eyes and imagine scary things.
Our teacher gave us this project to do at home. You know, draw pictures and stuff. It was a neat project when you think about it. Try it sometime. You know, there are different ways a person is afraid. Bet you didn't know that. I do. At least I do now. Boy, did I ever think up some scary things. How about your dad's drill going right through your finger? And burners on the stove, sizzling your hands off, and light bulbs exploding. How about your mother's butcher knife? I mean, think of it slicing through your finger. I guess things like that are pretty gory, but they're still scary. And all of those things are kind of dangerous if you really look at them. But other things aren't. They just frighten you because they're kind of spooky. Have you ever tried to scare yourself? Like a joke, I mean. You know, like when you're in a tent and you put the flashlight on your face. My grandma Grandma told me about rolling my imagination around in my head. You know, things like dark rooms, old cellars, and things under the bed. But the trickiest part is, a lot of the scary things are fun. Like, I really like going on rides. You get that funny feeling in your stomach. The best one of all is the roller coaster. About being scared. You can like it, especially when it's all over. My grandma says it's like exercising. Feels good to stop. And another thing about being a fraidy cat. Your mom and dad, big people, they're a part of it. Like I draw really neat pictures at school. My mother really hates them.
I've told you I don't want you watching that kind of stuff. Larry, it's not good for him.
Mom, there's nothing scary about that. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, let him watch it. It'll put him off it soon enough.
Mother, that doesn't make any sense at all. What could he possibly learn from that garbage? I mean, it's disgusting.
He might learn some important things that he won't learn by you turning things off.
Oh, Mother, leave off, please.
Oh, yes. I'm failing, that's clear. It's got so that I don't know anything anymore. About being a mother, for instance.
You have to develop your sense of...
Do you think a child doesn't have to learn that flesh has limits? If the boy doesn't stand back and look at something violent and frightening, how do you think he'll learn to avoid it?
I don't want him learning it from that. Okay, mister, time for your homework.
I won't watch this show. I'll change it to something else.
Right now. Finished.
Perspective, looking at, for instance, the work of people like that.
Will you read me a story?
Do you think you're ready? Checkmate. Why do you think children like so many horrid things? He's learning a little bit about mortality, you know.
Parents are always doing that kind of thing. They're always scared about what I do, when I'm not even scared. They always say it's for my own good, even when it's not on the TV. My grandma's really neat. She buys me all these great things. She really understands a lot. She's sort of weird, but I love her. But parents are always chasing around, worried about getting your brain warped or something. They're afraid, I guess.
Mrs. DeVere called me today and told me that you and Freddie were playing around that train track again. Now, I've told you I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to go near there.
I'm not sure whether things like that are scary. Just because you can get hurt doesn't mean you're frightened. Fact is, dangerous is fun. We come out okay, but boy, my mother gets scared. When you think about it, half the time around your house, your mom or dad's worried about something. That's the worst kind of being scared. Parents do it all the time.
I do not.
My dad's not scared all the time, but he sure can get mad.
All right?
Then I'm the one that gets scared. No wonder kids get twitchy. Sometimes when you're with your friends, you like to fool around. Like I got 2 friends. We like to hang around the harbor a lot. We do a lot of dumb things, but it's fun.
Come on, Nicholas. Someone's going to get hurt.
Hello there.
I used to get scared in my bed. It was okay when the light was on, but in the dark. Boy, I'd lie in my room and pretty soon I'd see things. All those places you never looked at all day have things in them now. When you turn your back on them, they move. And you can hear them scratching. You know they're just waiting to get you. That can really scare you. I could feel them moving, sometimes under the covers. I was afraid they'd grab me and hold me, and I couldn't get away. One thing that is really horrible is when you have to get up in the middle of the night. You have to walk through all those dark hallways. Some real strange things can happen. Still scares me now if I think about it. Now I have to concentrate. A lot of things are really horrible. I mean really, really, really grotesque. When you're a kid, it's fun to make people jump. Being jumpy is kind of fun too. You really have to concentrate on being scared. Come to think of it, you really have to concentrate on not being scared.
Scared? Why, sure I was. Who wouldn't be? That storm was just about the worst I ever saw. My tug wasn't built to weather that kind of water. White water.
That captain told us about a story when he was really scared.
My crew thought we were all goners for sure. So did I for a time. But in that sort of situation, you just got to keep your mind on what you're doing. There's not but one thing to do. Plow right ahead. And plow we did. My money's a wave broke right over.
It's funny. Even big people can get scared.
Barreling through. But we got through it all right because everybody kept their heads. You can always get through any scary things as long as you know your business.
Do you see what I mean? That's the point. If you're not afraid, sometimes you could get hurt. It's silly not to be frightened. That's how you learn to do it right. And sometimes things aren't worth worrying about.
That's the trick I didn't get. Be frightened, but don't worry. Boy, this scary stuff sure can be confusing. Anyway, all the kids in my class finally got a chance to tell their scariest things. I'm scared of witches.
Witches?
Mm-hmm. I'm afraid of dungeons and old castles. Vampire bats. When I'm really far away from everybody and the wind's howling through the trees and that. Well, I'm scared of if you go on a trip or somewhere and then you come back and your parents are all died. Monsters. Dinosaurs. Zombie. I'm scared of pirates. Rattlesnakes when they're planning to eat you. A giant steps on me. Godzilla. A cobra snake. Ghost. Frankenstein. Grandma, were you ever scared when you were small?
Feeling small is part of being scared, Nicholas. something or somebody, whatever's happening at the time, if it seems so big that your heart starts pounding, and who you are, way down deep inside, feels carried away so far, so fast, that you're lost. If you feel that small, then you're scared, Nicholas.
What do you mean?
I mean, my little man, that being scared gives you a good chance to learn. To learn about yourself, you could say. You telling yourself something.
Sure, Grandma, but some things I mean, you know, like when a dog bites you or falling out of an airplane. What about them?
But those things make you roll the scariness around inside there. They make you play a little game inside that bean of yours so that you learn the difference between scare and hurt. Sometimes too late if you're not careful.
I guess when I get older, I'll get scared more.
Not if you face your fears, you won't. Some people never seem to learn the right thing. They seem to like to keep themselves tied up in fright. You should use your fears to learn.
You know, the real things that scared me had a look about them, a certain feeling. And believe me when I tell you, I know what a real fright is. But those ones you don't really know till afterwards. So what do you think? My grandma says all the scare is really me. I can understand it. Sort of. Creepy things are kind of weird. But I think they're kind of interesting, too. Don't you wonder? Why do you look at things that have lost their life? I guess it's maybe you don't want to die. Why can't people live forever? It's when you think about it, you get scared. The thing is, nobody tells you. They all say that's okay, or that's silly to be afraid of. Only my grandma makes any sense. She says,
if you don't have some frights, you won't see the things you should really be frightened of.
Nicholas, you don't know whose boat that is. Nicholas, you don't know whose boat that is. Nicholas, come on. Nicholas, come on. I really wouldn't do that if I were you. Nicholas, come back. Come on, Nicholas, don't go out so far. Nicholas, come on. You're going out too far. Nicholas. Hey, look at me. Stop rocking the boat. I'm the captain. Look out, Nicholas. Nicholas.
Settle down, no squawking now. All right, kids. Okay, keep back. He's gonna be all right. That's it. You got a mouthful, did you? Oh, that's terrible stuff. That old lake water.
All right, Nicholas?
You'll be all right now. You'll be all right. Just a bit of a scare. That's all. That's a good boy. Just a bit of a scare, that's all. That's a dumb thing to do. You shouldn't do that. Okay, come on. Gotta get you dried off and warmed up. Oh,
Once upon a time, there was a little boy who was really scared. He thought about it all the time. He thought about it so much that he decided, after a particularly good scare, that he should do something about it. So, he decided to visit a kindly old witch who lived in a nearby castle. And she told him the great secret, known to the initiates of the ages, always to be discovered by boys at the age of 8, that a good scare is like taking a dare. You have to shiver a little in order to care. And I care about you, Nicholas.
That's my grandmother. My mom says she's a character. Anyway, there you go. You've got to learn a little fright, then you grow. But it's in you, not the thing that frightens you. That's true, you know. That's neat. You feel good when you're not scared anymore. Makes you think about things. And you know, there are a lot of things you should be afraid of. I know. And when you know something like that, kind of makes you feel like celebrating.